Okay, so just to be very specific,
all right.
when a piece of food is facing me that I would love to eat,
Yes.
and the marquee says
When
death,
a piece
death,
of
death.
food is facing you that you feel anxiety about.
Thank you. Yes.
You see, here's where you really need to be discerning about what you're actually saying about that. Because you can gloss it over by saying, oh yes, I would love to eat it, and make it sound like it's part of your excitement, when in fact what you're actually saying is, I feel so anxious and so empty, I have to put this in my body in order to feel better temporarily. You need more honesty and discernment about what you're actually saying in those circumstances. Now, yes, we understand that sometimes in your society, there may be things that people label as good and bad, and for some people, they may not necessarily be bad. We understand that there can be differences of opinion on this, and differences of effect in people's lives, whereas some people can do certain things and they seem to be fine, and other people can do the littlest thing and fall to pieces. So you have to have the discernment about what really works for you. But the point is you also have to have the discernment about what you're actually saying in relationship to that food. And is it really, I would love to put it in my body, or is it, I'm just so anxious and so empty I can't think of anything else to do but plug the hole with this piece of food? You have to be able to tell the difference before you can really start understanding why you're doing what you're doing. You have to hear yourself. Deeply hear why you are saying what you're saying. Does that help?
Yes, I'm going to assume that I will be able to hear the difference.
You can. It's not that difficult, you know. It really isn't. All you have to have is a willingness to want to hear it and not be afraid to hear it. Now, if you're afraid to hear it, then deal with the fact that you're afraid to hear it and find out what that belief is. Really, from our perspective, most of you, we understand why you chose to explore the themes that you've chosen. And that's all well and good, and we would never take them away from you, and we would never remove your processes from you. At the same time, these conversations, the reason that you are actually attracted to coming and having these dialogues with us is that you know that you are all this close to really just getting it and letting it all go when it doesn't serve you. So we are happy to punt you over the edge.
All right. Thank you.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You're not as far away as you think. It's just that the belief system you have makes it seem as if you are farther away from that than you think. But you're not. You're not. You're not.
And when I use the physical as an indication, which of course you say the physical is just a circumstance based on a belief.
Yes.
So when the physical distracts me,
yes,
I find it more challenging to remember.
Yes, but the physical doesn't distract you. You distract yourself by focusing on the physical.
So any fast tool to get me to turn my attention in that moment?
Well, there's the paradox. Because the more you are willing to actually dive full force, full speed ahead into the thing you really love to do, believe me, food will be one of the last things you will think about.
And the physical things in my body will also be
the physical things will bring themselves back into balance, because pay attention, when you are doing what you love to do, when you are living your passion, you are on a frequency level that makes it possible for you to know what really needs to be done to sustain you and what does not. The only reason you're confused about what really needs to be done is because you're not actually on the level where you can perceive the information about what you actually need and don't need.
Wow.
So when you are in your highest vibrational excitement, the highest vibrational excitement is always a complete kit. It's the organizing principle. It's the driving engine of your life. It will give you the ability to perceive exactly what is needed and what is not part of your frequency. But you will not know that until you're actually in that frequency.
So in that place,
Yes.
that's when the synchronicities happen. That's
Oh,
when these
synchronicities
orbits
happen all the time. Remember, there are negative and positive
Right.
synchronicities.
But I'm saying more the ones that are more in the flow of that higher vibration
Of
can
course.
come in.
They cannot happen in a lower vibration. But what does happen in the lower vibration are synchronicities that are indicative of that vibration.
Right.
So if you are having this, as you say, struggle with the idea of whether or not to put food in your mouth, the synchronicities you are creating is a constant barrage of food you have to decide whether or not to put in your mouth.
Yes, that's correct.
You will always find yourself in front of that situation because that's the synchronicity you're creating with your particular frequency. Now, if you wish to create another one, the universe will not contradict you. It will support you in the creation of any frequency synchronicity, just as it obviously has supported you in the creation of the synchronicity frequency level you're already on.
Yes.
Remember, the universe supports you no matter what.
Right.
It's unconditionally supportive. So, if it supports you on the negative side, what reason would there be for it not to support you on the positive side? Oh. You don't deserve it? You're not worth it? I guarantee you, if you weren't worth it, you wouldn't exist.
Good.
Because creation doesn't make mistakes.
Very good.
So, if you exist, you belong, and you deserve whatever it is you imagine that you deserve. Otherwise, you wouldn't exist.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.